What is up, guys? Coach Joe. In this video, I'm going to teach you everything you need to know about circus dumbbells. I am the current heavyweight national strongman champion, and in this video, we have a 10-inch circus dumbbell, which is at 85 pounds, and then we have a 12-inch, which is going to be right around 110 pounds empty. They're all plate loadable. Okay, so you can put as much weight as you want in there, then you put the collars on and you can press away. Obviously, as the bell heads of the dumbbell, it's gonna be a lot larger than a typical dumbbell, which just makes it harder to press, but it also looks cool. That's why they probably did it at the circus, was just to show a really immense strength and a cool feat of strength. The other thing that makes this very unique compared to a normal dumbbell is going to be the handle diameter. So typically, they're going to be anywhere from 1.5 to 2 inches, maybe sometimes bigger depending on the make of the dumbbell, but that is going to make it a little bit harder as well. When it comes to the circus dumbbell, it's going to be our stance width and grip. They're going to be a little bit wider than hip width, okay? And then, so I'm going to put my right hand on, and then my opposite hand is going to cup over top of that. Now, what we want to make sure that we're doing is we're almost in a deadlift position or like a linebacker position, and we're not squatting down, okay? So that's a common mistake, but we want to keep our hips a little bit higher here. So hand on, opposite hand over. From here, I'm going to swing the dumbbell back, use my hips, and get it up onto my shoulder in the rack position. So we clean it up to here. From there, I take my opposite hand, put it on the head of the dumbbell, and I'm gonna push it away from me as I bring my elbow in, okay? So start here, push away, bring elbow in. That's gonna have a nice, comfortable resting position, and it's gonna be way easier to press from. You could strict press it straight up, but I do not recommend that. The only two press variations I'd recommend with the circus dumbbell is gonna be a push press, okay? Or my favorite, the push jerk. The difference between the push press and the push jerk is the double knee bend in the jerk, okay? And when you do the push press, your knees will lock out immediately as you start to push press the dumbbell. When we're going for the press, you can either look up at the sky or straight forward, whatever you're more comfortable with, but we want to think about pushing the dumbbell over top of our head. So as I dip, I press, I'm thinking about pushing straight over top of my head. One other important note is going to be to stack your hip. So we want to make sure that we lean to the side in which we're pressing from. So that's going to create a nice support base from the wrist to the shoulder into the hip. So I kind of like to lean into the side I'm pressing from as I dip, press over top, just like so. So you can see that my wrist is in line with my shoulder and elbow and down into my hip, keeping nice strong positioning. From there, the next tip I like to give people is as you dip, trying to keep upward force with your hand so that it doesn't drop as you dip. So we want to keep that upward pressure with our hand as we dip. So you can see the dumbbell doesn't dip down my body versus if I dip and it caves, it becomes very hard to press from. So think about pushing up into the handle as you dip so you get a nice and secure press. Is people try to clean it using their shoulder muscles only and not using their hips. So the difference is almost think about doing a kettlebell swing as you come up, squeeze your butt and let that kettlebell kind of go right to your shoulder using the momentum of the hips being in play. So we don't want to muscle it. We don't want to just rely on our shoulders. It's very tough. When we're here, squeeze your butt, bring your hips forward like a kettlebell swing and into the rack position. Now, another common mistake I see from here is people letting the dumbbell slide off their back or having the dumbbell push forward like this. If you go to press, this dumbbell is going to take control and turn you in, and it becomes almost impossible to get a press out of that. Likewise, if it's on your back and you go to press, it could slip off your back. It's just a very bad pressing angle. Make sure you're pressing directly over your head and not out away from your body. And lastly, the biggest little trick that I have here is our wrist wrap. So what we want to do is we have our wrist wrap already on like so. Now this is the trick, and you guys are going to thank me for this, and I got this from Brian Alzer and Uncle Nick years ago. You take the other wrist wrap, you're going to put it through your arm like this, and then you're just going to wrap it around to basically give yourself a Mega Man arm. You have a nice solid pad for the dumbbell to rest on, and it just takes away the fact that you don't have to think about it digging into your arm. So that's my little secret tip that you guys definitely should be using if you aren't already. Thank you so much. Make sure you subscribe, stay a lean, mean strength machine, and I'll catch up with you guys next time.